Hi, thanks, Robin. Thanks for having us here today for the panel Visualizing the Unspeakable, a filmmaker showcase. I'm Elizabeth Stuelke. I put the panel together with three other filmmakers, and we just really wanted to highlight some things that we find maybe challenging, maybe interesting because it's a little taboo. Um, but to talk about those, the issue of how do we make something that's unspeakable, not only visual, but also understandable. As a filmmaker, that's always a challenge, taking the written word to the visual. And so let's get started with Mara Alper. Please let us see your work. Thank
Hi,
you.
I'm Mara. I have been making video art and documentaries for quite a while, although right now I'm just doing visual art. I got tired of using the computer, but I feel a great connection to all the pieces I've made, and the one I'll be talking about tonight and showing clips from is called Stories No One Wants to Hear. So we're all storytellers. It's part of being human because we tell stories about our day, who we met, what happened to us. Um, but sometimes stories aren't so easy. And when it's a difficult story, it can be difficult to both tell and to hear. So in my documentary Stories No One Wants to Hear, it's interviews and video art combined with four different people's stories. And the stories are about childhood sexual abuse. So obviously this is in the difficult story category. And as a writer and a filmmaker and a visual artist, one of the challenges is a way to look for visual metaphors to help deepen the story, to help bring the viewer more into the feeling of the person telling the story, to develop empathy and understanding. So some examples that you'll see in these excerpts, for example, in dealing with buried memories, I started to think, well, what could a visual representation of that be? And I came up with the image of hands digging in sand. And the idea I had is as if they were digging for a lost key, and the key would be the thing that opened up understanding. Or another image of a mirror and a reflection of someone in a mirror, and then that image just being buried. Or there's a lot about intergenerational issues with this. So layered images of different generations within the same family. So you'll see several excerpts. The video was made in 1993 when the big distribution format was VHS. So this is a digitized version of a VHS video. And some of the effects don't look quite up to date, but at the time they were cutting edge. So we'll play that clip now, Elizabeth.
And that was just a fact of my growing up, and I never gave it any particular importance.
I've always remembered that. I've never really thought a whole lot of it. I just thought, oh, well, all kids get angry at their parents.
He thought they were growing pains. He thought that, well, they're just growing pains, you'll be okay. But I mean, I really cried. And was just cramped up in a little ball.
Sometimes it's so amazing and so hard for me to believe, and so I just say, whatever, to make light of it.
I don't know, I just can't remember that little girl at all. Kills me.
Look. And I see this man and his face and his mouth and his eyes. And I remember all those expressions. I remember all those that look really close to me. And it makes me really angry. I say a prayer when I see children in the street, because I say to myself, you know, I see so much light when I look at a child. I see light, and I feel like these people were sick or whatever, and they saw this light and decided that they were going to own it. They were going to take it away, you know, and whatever little light that I could hold on to for myself, I tucked away. Very, 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 very far away in myself, so that it wasn't even available to me.
I have a couple more things to say for after. It was a hard documentary to make, but I imagined that if one person benefited from seeing it, if it would help them in their healing process, that it was worth the effort. So that's what got me through the process of making it. Fortunately, hundreds and thousands of people saw it because the distributor, well, it was shown at art museums and community events and film festivals, but also the distributor found an organization called the Safer Society, where they showed it to perpetrators so that they could understand what people felt like as the result of their action. And that was a use of it that I never expected, but it was very powerful that it was used that way. And Langley Air Force Base ordered 20 copies of it to use in their counseling center. So it had an impact. And all the screenings that I did in person, many people came up and thanked me after and felt that they felt very affirmed and seen by the process. So I think these segments help to amplify the emotional content of it. And there are questions afterwards. We'll have a Q&A or a comment period afterwards, but now I'll introduce or present Lori Watt, who's the next one to show her work.
Hi there, welcome, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Lori. It's an honor to be with you today. I'm zooming in from the Treaty 4 territory, which some of you may know as Yorkton, Saskatchewan, up in Canada. My film is screening here at a festival and has been nominated for a Filmmaker Award. This is my writer-director debut film, although I am an actor and have had many projects that I've produced. This is the first film that I've done, and Henderson is about the aftermath of a trauma. So our lead character, Allie, wakes up in a hotel room in an unfamiliar town in Henderson the morning after her drink was spiked and while on holiday for a friend's wedding in Vegas. So I have a short clip of the first few minutes of the film to share with you. Please note that this is mature content and it may be triggering for some viewers. So we can run the clip now.
Hello?
Hello, this is the front desk, ma'am. Are you checking out today?
No, I'm here until Monday. Hi.
Hello? Ma'am? Are you there?
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Do you think you could call me a taxi?
Well, you have to pick one out yourself.
Excuse me. Do you think you could tell me what town this is?
This is Henderson, darling.
Taxi.
Yeah, John, it's Marge.
Hey, Marge, need something down at the station?
Yeah, Jace, yeah.
All right. Who are we looking for then?
Gold dress.
All right, we'll be there. Be a while, though.
Thanks. Okay, I called you a taxi, but it's gonna be a while because there's a big music festival in town. Okay?
Thank you.
Hey, ooh, easy. Hey, beautiful.
Do you think you could give me a ride into town? I gotta go to work. Please? Hey! Do you think you could give me a ride into town?
Yeah, sure. I got some errands to run, but if you're cool with that, get in. Alright, this. So I'm Nicholas. You can call me Nick.
Allie.
Water.
Sure.
Hi. So I chose to stop the clip there because I guess it's kind of a thing when it comes to trauma. It affects the brain in a very specific way. And you might be thinking, why did she get into that car with this complete stranger? So in the midst of a trauma, a person might not actually be able to think logically through a situation and make simple decisions. So what seems like logical choice for someone watching might not be the same as someone experiencing the trauma. You see her in a state of shock and disassociation, and everyone else just seems to be kind of living their day like nothing is wrong. So there's a disconnect between the two worlds. And in using this visual medium, I have callbacks throughout the film where she has moments of memory of what might have happened the night before, how she's trying to piece that together. Sound and sound effects were very important for me in this piece to get you into that. The world that she's in and that hurried stuff and the tinnitus sound that goes on. So those are some of the things. I mean, as you can see, it's vulnerable subject matter. And Mara, I'm still quite moved by your piece. But it was important for me. I just want to speak a little bit to the safety of my actress during filming too. So we had a closed set for the filming of this, and that. What that means, if you're not familiar, is it means that we didn't have a bunch of crew in the room with her. It was just myself and the cinematographer, focus puller, and then we had our costume set supervisor on hand to wrap her in a robe in between takes. Leslie and I have worked together before on stage. We trust each other implicitly. I thought it was important to include the nudity in a non-gratuitous way, but also as a way of just showing right away how raw and and vulnerable that her character was. My goal was to explore a traumatic event kind of right after it happened by taking the viewer into the world of the person experiencing the trauma. I didn't think, while not showing it, alluding to it, I also thought that it was a good opportunity to raise awareness around drink spiking. I'm not sure if you know, but a couple of stats around it. In 2023, there was a study in the UK, 1.2 million people have had their drinks spiked, 9% male, 13% females, and most people don't report it because they don't see the point. And another study in LA, there was a staggering 70% of 18 to 24-year-olds have either experienced or witnessed drink spiking. Half of them females, over half of them, 51%. And then 69% of those are LGBTQ individuals that have been affected. I think my time's probably up. So thank you so much for the opportunity to share this with you today. And next up, Elizabeth, I'm not sure who's after me. Maybe you can introduce them.
It's me. That was perfect. Thank you very much, Lori. Really interesting stuff, and Mara as well. So thank you both. So I'm Elizabeth Stuelke. I'm actually the third presenter in this talk today. So my film is Her Lover, and it's a short proof of concept. And I made it last year here in Ithaca in April, and it's been out on this film circuit now. It's garnered a couple awards. We're really happy with how it turned out. It's a 15-minute short, but today I've kind of condensed it down to 6 minutes. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about with this panel kind of goes to that idea that now I've taken my 15-minute short and I've made it down to 6 minutes. That idea of distilling and editing is really interesting to me. And even as far as down to, my thoughts and my ideas, writing it on the page, obviously that's one iteration. And then working with actors on this film just really brought home the idea of that collaborative piece. So I really like to see how it changes that way. And then making it for the festivals, we tried to get it down a little less than 15 minutes, but we really couldn't. So actually it was 18 at first. So we got it down to 15. So just this idea of editing and maybe for different reasons, possibly, right? So today I edited this for this talk. So I wanted it to be really short. So I made it 4 minutes. I think, sorry. Okay. So I think even at 4 minutes, it still tells my story. It deals with sensitive issues. I'll kind of let you see for yourself and then talk briefly about it afterwards.
How can it still hurt this much? We've made something.
Do you want to do this again right now, baby? You know you don't have to.
Jan remembers more. But she doesn't want to talk about it. She knew her better.
Remembers more?
She says that we make sense. That, we were inevitable.
We were? I'm not sure of much, really, except I love you.
What's in it?
You know, it's always going to be painful not having her in your life.
I remember that day.
Lem.
Stop.
Am I the only one who's not sure here?
For Christ's sake, let's stop talking about it. Been working so hard. God damn that Cecil. Take care of it.
You had an affair with my mother?
It's complicated.
How could she have killed herself? She has an affair and an abortion, and she kills herself?
She lost something she couldn't live without.
But the baby she aborted was his. I can't believe I'm saying this.
That's what made it so hard. I mean, she loved him. She knew the baby was his. I mean, I was there. You know, part of the family.
Among other things.
It wasn't easy. Okay, none of it was.
I know. I'm not saying.
You needed to know.
Then why wait? Like, we live together. We have a baby together.
We're together, you know, when it feels right. When you think of Sarah because she's with us, still part of us.
You gave her something. She tried to say everything she could to you in these letters. Why couldn't we share this? Dearest Cecil.
I felt ashamed. I love him. You know he's a good man. I wasn't sure about having another child either, but I made the decision. It was mine to make. We can't start over at this point in our lives, but I think I made the right choice, but I still long for my baby. I'm sorry. But I've made my choices.
So, that was not a great editing job. Please remember, I'm not talking about the actually fluid movie, just pieces of it. But what I'm dealing with there, again, similarly to what Mara said, was the idea of symbolism. So the box, the secrets, the letters, and wondering how to unfold all of those pieces for the viewer in a way that's interesting, kind of gets to the fact that we're actually seeing her remember as she's reading, as she's looking. So the idea of the photograph coming to life. Really interested in how to make that viewer come along with the character, with the actor. And this has been a lot of fun in this film. We hope to make the feature. We'll play with that a little bit more. So this was fun.